дека на нашето општество му е потребно толку една ваква пловидба каква што најавува и каква што посакува Ален Бадју. Потребно му е ново пријателство за јавно добро, како што велат некои други теоретичари, умни луѓе одамна. Потребно му е ново втемелување, ново поврзување на сите расцепкани и прекинати врски, а такви имаме многу во нашето општество. Потребно е градење платформа или платформи, повеќе различни платформи, кои ќе создаваат органски, конструктивни, критички јадра и низ кои ќе се вкајуваат различните општествени слоеви и интереси и ќе се преиспитуваат можностите и границите. Како што веќе во најавите, како што видовте, предпоставувам, Крик токму и затоа некако го сонуваме, односно го сонувавме, а да не беа нашите партнери, ќе останеше само сон, немаше да стане реалност. Крик ќе застане, значи, во одбрана на правото на критичка култура, која постојано ќе ги поместува границите на еманципаторските политики во социокултурниот простор. Тоа е нашиот став. Крик, кој што, еве го нарековме фестивал за критичка култура, иако преферираме платформа, затоа што сме генерално нели против фестивализација, но и во фестивалите има нешто интересно, е соработничка платформа овде, во овој контекст, во овој миг, помеѓу Контрапункт и помеѓу Есперанца, представувана од Роберт Ладјозовски, но оно што нам ни е важно е платформа за соработка со сите заинтересирани организации, неформални групи и поединци кои што сакаат да го конфронтираат општеството и да се конфронтираат себе си. Инаку, како што веќе реков, ќе беше само сон, доколку Крик не го поврзавме во партнерство со нашите пријатели и поддржувачи низ сите овие години, пред се од Мултимедијалниот институт МАМО од Загреб, Куда ОРГ од Нови Сад, Култур Трегер од Загреб, Ремонт од Белград, Берлинер газета од Берлин, издавачката куќа Готен од Скопје и Кунст Ост од Грац. Би сакала само накусно да кажам збор два за малата предисторија на оваа приказна. Оваа приказна всушност започнува некаде кон крајот на 90-тите години, кога уште со Никола Келевски, со Роберт Ладјозовски, со Жарко Трајановски, со многу други, ја правевме Маргина, па потоа, кога бевме собрани околу Точка, и тука е речиси целиот тим практично на Точка, меѓу кои Елена Велјановска и Владимир Јанковски е тука, и Небојша Гелевски го третираме како дел од тимот на Точка. И токму во тоа место со Роберт и Жарко ја направивме првата школа за критичко мислење, копнејќи по создавање на континуирана критичка маса, која ќе ги спојува политичкото и уметничкото и критичкото. Потоа градевме секој своји разни светови со пријателите низ регионот И многу ми е важно дека уште еднаш ќе повторам дека тие се тука со нас вечера. Корените на оваа приказна која не би дошла до овој формат во никоја смисла, исто ги гледам и во еден наратив кој вклучуваше една идеја за критичка и автономна педагогија, кој го развивавме со теорија која вода од Белград, со Ана Војановиќ која е исто тука. И за сето тоа да кулминира во пријателство и долгогодишна партнерска соработка, неверојатно потикната, како што реков, со Томислав Медак, Марцел Марс, Мика од Букса, Петар Милат, Бранка Чурич, Зоран Гајич и сите овие останати, Дарка, која што исто тука вечерва, и сите други партнери кои што низ нашите животи, партнери, пријатели поминуваа. Затоа сакам да им изразам особена благодарност на оние луѓе кои што сепак се од овој исто така контекст и без кои што ништо не би направила доколку не сме заедно во нашето секојдневие. Меѓу кои се Славчо и Небојша Билич и многумина други. Сакам да изразам всушност благодарност до целиот независен културен сектор, кој што успева некако да обстои во овие услови кои што се под секое достоинство кој што ги живееме. Значи, за нас е ова авантура, за нашите капацитети, авантура за нашето градење на нови социокултурни формати на критичко действување. Толку од мене, му дава збор на Роберт.
So, I will continue in English, but very shortly, just to say that this festival is then divided into two thematic focuses. And the two thematic focuses are again a long story, and they involved also international collaboration. So the Archive of Violence is composed of many workshops and many other segments in talks, debate, keynote addresses, so that in these days, basically here, we will have a few consecutive but also few parallel programs. So you are all welcome to feel this place is yours. And then the second thematic focus is also from diaspora and diversities. And tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, we will have a mini conference with 10 speakers and 15 texts that were contributed. So that we wanted to address this big political issue of diaspora, migrants, diversity, and then of course this first topic that we said, the way how we treat violence in the present world, and how we actually archiving, memorizing what kind of relationship we build with the violence is also very, very important. So that both thematic focuses are something that we feel very strong in our country and also in the region, but it is obvious that it is becoming a European and global issue. So I believe that all the contribution by our participants will bring some new understanding, and of course the programs were designed to foster participation and discussion, so do not hesitate to participate. But however, this is the overall, and now I will give the floor to my younger colleagues, let's say it like that. Yes, I feel more important when I say that, to actually the curators of these two exhibitions that you are having in. So, and they will explain more about the exhibition and this hard work working with artists and bringing in this language of modern art all these theoretical notions. So I invite Elena Veljanovska, and after her it will be Miroslav Garic. Yeah, thank you.
First, thank you, Robert, for stealing half of my announcement. My name is Elena Veljanovska. I'm from Contrapunkt, and then this is, as Iskra and Robert mentioned, This is a collaborative program, and I will just speak a little bit about the topic that we were working on, archives of violence. I was very excited about inviting really also friends and collaborators that I have met in the last several years, that we could really nicely combine into one program. And also what makes me really happy as people started arriving here, that they knew each other from other kind of meetings or exhibitions, which kind of, maybe says that we are on a good track with combining this program. So the main focus, as Robert says, was not really to give an answer, because it's a topic as wide as possible, and violence is really very hard to define. But really to take one aspect and explore the present way of processing and archive the violence in the 20th and 21st century. So in this aspect, we are in this exhibition and in this whole program, we are taking it as we are taking archiving as a very active process, and not only as something that not archiving as something that is archiving the past, but also archiving is our task for the present and for the future. So this was also the approach in the exhibition, where the document, the main source of the archive, is taken in very different forms, and it's really tackling through this really small approach, I would say, like selecting 6 artists only, but really giving several approaches that I find really important currently, starting from somehow depicting the crucial changes in our society at this very moment. So the topics are really ranging from human rights violation, from gender inequality, to environmental destruction, or the right to housing, education, free speech, or freedom of movement. Of course, you could see all this throughout the exhibition. The exhibition is not made, the main intention was not made to be like an aestheticized approach of these practices, but really to be used by the participants. So most of the works, they kind of invite you to sit there, to read, to spend some longer time, and maybe to also, we have this great chance to have the artists here to maybe talk with them and to really get into the topic. And one more aspect before I finish is that 2 of the artworks are also extended to performances, so you could see this in the program. And we were just realizing, and one artwork is also extended into a workshop and a symposium. So we just realized that only the exhibition format is not enough to maybe enter the topic. So I think that would be all from me, and then just to say thanks also to the director of this institution that really had an ear to open this space for us, even though maybe this is not like the fitting space for having a conference and exhibition, but we wanted to be surrounded by these topics when we make the conference as well. So I think that would all from me. I give the floor to Micha now.
I didn't expect microphones, so dobro večer, dobrodošli, but now I will also switch in English for our dear guests, artists from abroad. So, my name is Miroslav Karić, and I'm coming from Remont, Independent Artistic Association from Belgrade. Remont is a partner organization for the project From Diaspora to Diversities. Besides Remont, there is also OST, actually an organization from Graz, Institute for Contemporary Art from Zagreb. Of course, Oracle Network as one of the partners in realization of this project. So when Robert approached to us with the project idea, it was actually like 2 years ago, or even more. We tried twice for the grants. So the whole story about migration, diaspora, was for us, to be honest, a little bit in a way, surprised, etc., why to deal with this issue. When we are speaking now, today, with this actual moment of flows of migration and whole refugee story that we have at this moment in Europe, it's more than actual. So the whole idea for this project was actually to research, rethink the notion and phenomena of diaspora. Actually, as the title says, like from diaspora to diversities, the starting point was the diaspora, but we wanted actually to rethink that notion in a contemporary context, meaning that we want to explore out of these traditional classic definitions, out of ethnic or ethnocentric discourses, and to explore more through different kinds and different forms and different, let's say, narratives of temporary or permanently existence somewhere abroad. So that was the starting point. And diaspora today is actually starting to be somehow in the focus of theoretical debates. And it especially is inspired by global social political developments, also technological developments, also increasing transnational mobility, or which is very present last 20 years, the phenomena of culture nomadism, which is going through this, let's say, hyperproduction of the programs, especially artistic residency programs for the artists throughout the world. So the main questions for us were like, what kind of experience, what kind of everyday life in these new environments, in these new surroundings, new social, political, historical life settings, you know, what they experience there for like short stay of 1 month or during the travel, or living for let's say 15 or 20 years and working actually somewhere abroad. So the focus for the project was actually the Western Balkan, but I have to say, like, we were like focus on a space of former Yugoslavia, working with not only with artists but also with cultural workers, which we include actually in a series of the workshops and lectures that we organized in last over one year. So what we have at this moment here in Çifte Amam, amazing space that we now for me it's the first time actually last 3 days dealing with the space, which was really superb, but from the other side very demanding and very challenging for the setup. Actually connection of this, let's say, historical and contemporary. It's a selection of 6 artists that been through three thematic exhibitions that we held in Fremont during this year. And as Elena in her selection, you know, also this was the case, you know, that we only invite like 6 artists, and we wanted actually to cover as much as possible different aspects and themes and problematic contents that were within the project from diaspora to diversities. You will read the statements, but also some kind of introduction. All of them are, let's say, coming from or was initiated from a different life circumstances, some kind of migration or displacement, etc. And you will see through, let's say, completely different artistic expressions, media, from photography, from installation, from graphic, from video, and combination of documentary material and really like fine art, you know. You will see in which way they are dealing or they are researching themes, problems, everyday life, meetings with new surroundings through very personal stories, but also reflection in some universal themes. Each of them actually somehow is giving their artistic response on different kinds of questions and aspects that we are dealing with this project. From reception and perception of the other and different. And also about the notion of home and belonging. Also about social, cultural problematics of migration or migration identity or process of integration or European immigrant policy. Also dealing with the issue of, for example, like landscape, urban landscape in completely different cities, different geographical spaces, but seeing that as a symbolic and a social construct. Or, for example, like in work of Nada Brlja, and she's from Skopje, I have to mention her especially like a peace non-commercial agency, when we see one universal theme in which way all of us experience actually and feeling the pressure and feeling the impact of mass media images and mass media content to our everyday life. That was really in brief. I'm here on disposal to give everyone like guiding tour, and for the end I just want to big thanks to National Gallery, also to wonderful organizational team of Krik Festival, dear volunteers, and also technical support that we had from the National Gallery staff. Thank you, and finally enjoy the exhibition.